All right, we are just about ready to get this bad Larry fired off. We're out transponder real quick here. We had one transponder that wasn't registering. For all you folks here on the shore, we are running GPS transponders. We have live timing available. There is a QR code up at our tour tent. You can scan and watch live timing on your phone. All of these racers are equipped with GPS transponders, so we can monitor them, see where they are on the track, and get their lap times and finish positions. We're going to get these guys lined up and do our national anthem in just a moment. First moto of the day is our sports spec. This is a Pro-Am sports spec class. This is a payout class at the end of our season with a $10,000 purse. So these racers are competing throughout the season for a large payout. In no particular order, down on the line, we have boat number 7, Miss Kayla Plitzka, sponsored by Moto Option, Pro Watercraft, and Watcon. She's got pole position on the inside. Pole position on the outside, we have got the 125X of Jack Mazonsky out of West Hartford, Connecticut. On a C2HX, sponsored by Grandma's Garage, Showtime Freestyle, Rad Dudes, Blue Can Racing. Boat number 125, Katie Berner. Out of East Hampton, Connecticut, sponsored by Blue Can Racing, Clark Crew, Abstract Tool, Computer Signs. All right, folks, it is time for our national anthem. If I could get you all to rise and please take off your hats as we pay homage to this great country. We've got our American flag at the center of our starting line, and we also have one in the back of Miss Ellie Stevens. All right, thank you very much, Miss Ellie Stevens. Continuing down the line, we've got the boat number 128, Kyle Lizzie. Boat number 172, the gold member, Brent Hahn. Boat number 706, one of the Dolly Boys, Noah Dolly. Out of Canada, sponsored by JetX Power Sports, BRP Museum, HydroTurf Jet Pilot. Boat number 717, Scott McMaster, coming out of retirement on the Nickerson Performance Boat. Boat number 812, Brad Nickerson out of Bristol, PA boy. Boat number 917, Nathan Dolly out of Canada, sponsored by JetX HydroTurf and Jet Pilot. Kelly Wilcox gets them fired up. Boats are running. We are staging the line. Revs are up. Boats are down. The line is staged, and we're off. Green flag racing. Kayla Plitzka on the inside pole. Brad Nickerson right at the point where he could turn in, turns in right then and there. They are supposed to hold their line all the way to that white buoy. He held it right to that point, it looked like, from my angle. All right, let's see who gets the Fuel One hole shot. I see Mr. Brad Nickerson, the oldest rider on the course right now. Followed by, looks like Katie Berner, Noah Dolly, Mazonsky, Han, McMaster, Nathan Dolly, Izzy, Kayla. That is your race order so far. We've got Nickerson holding the lead out front, stretching it out on the long back straight. This is a limited class. They're only allowed a certain amount of mods, so these boats are about as equal as they can get across the board. So race leader Nickerson takes the outside. Katie Berner, I believe the youngest in this class, opts to take the inside. She's been on fire this season. Now that her dad finally gets her boat to stay together all race long, I'm not going to say it and jinx them too much yet, but Katie Berner holding down second position on the inside. Dolly trying to make up room on the outside. We've got the Joker buoy in play. Brad Nickerson opts to take the Joker buoy. Katie Berner's got a head of steam. Let's see if Nickerson blocks her out. Nickerson holds his inside line. Well played by Brad Nickerson. Good riding by Katie. So we have got a Joker buoy taken by the leader on the first lap. That was a interesting move by Nickerson, but he made it work just barely. So the Joker buoy, you'll hear us talk about it all day long, is that green and teal buoy that has got a Region 8 8-ball on it just in the center of our playing field here. Each racer needs to hit that Joker buoy one time per moto. And one time only. It is a penalty. It slows their lap down and creates some passing opportunities. Shakes up the race order a little bit. Brings strategy into play. These racers need to think about when they should be taking that Joker buoy to be able to get into clean water or out of clean water. It looks like Berner opts to take the inside. Berner liking that tight inside. The inside is tight and technical. The outside is a little more sweeping, but it is more real estate to make up. The inside will get rougher the longer the moto goes on with these waves. Dolly trying to stalk down Nickerson here. Let's see if Berner can come out with a head of steam. Berner, oh, she almost blows that corner a little wide. Look at this. We got Berner putting it to the old man. The old man doesn't like to get pushed around by all these young kids, though. He's been doing this for decades, longer than they've been alive. Dolly doing pretty good out here for his first race on the sport boat all season. They've been in retirement mode up there in Canada, just lounging around doing nothing, but they finally made it out. Dolly boy's having a good showing. Nickerson, full tuck, trying to get the wind out of his face. Dolly's doing pretty good on that back straight. That JetX Performance boat is got the legs. Berner's been holding up real good, though. Berner's had a pretty fast boat. She's also quite a bit lighter than most of these guys. Nickerson realizing that the inside may not be the slower option. Oh, Berner spins out, falls off on the outside, trying the outside option. Berner trying to remount that boat. That is a hard boat to remount in deep water. She got it pretty good, but lost a bunch of positions there. So that puts Noah Dolly in P2, Mazonsky in P3. Who's got P4? We got a battle here for P4. Looks like McMaster and Nathan Dolly. Brent Hahn, Nathan Dolly opting to take the Joker buoy. Brent Hahn gets around Dolly. Berner takes this opportunity to take the Joker buoy and get it out of the way after she fell off. Izzy in the back. Izzy and Plitzka pulling up the back of the pack here. Plitzka trying to get her race back in order after she spun out on that first turn. I'm sure she's not pleased about that pass that Nickerson put on her, but it looked like a legal pass from our perspective here. They have to hold their line until they get to that first buoy. Once they get to that first buoy, it is game on, and it looked like Nickerson timed that about as good as you can get. That is part of racing. You need to be able to keep your ski going forward. Spinning out is definitely going to slow you down. Nickerson on the inside. Dolly with a good head of steam on the outside. Dolly's got about 50 pounds lighter than Nickerson, I bet. Dolly, I believe, just turned 15. Nickerson, I think, turned 75 recently. He's up there in age. maybe 65. Dolly opting to take the Joker buoy. He had plenty of room. Now we've got McMaster, Mazonsky, Hahn, Dolly in a train. Nickerson on the outside, Dolly on the inside. Let's see if Dolly can make up some time on this tight technical inside. Makes his way around the Liqui buoy. Liqui, one of our sponsors. SBT, our title sponsor of the series. You see all these beautiful SBT buoys out there. Nickerson stretching it out. White flag is flying last lap. If anybody lost a pretty little phone here with a red case, looks like it's not an iPhone, must be one of the other ones. Red phone. Just got brought up to me. I've got it down by the ECW tent on the beach, a red cased phone. So unofficially, we've got Nickerson out front, Dolly in 2. It looks like McMaster still holding in 3rd. Mazonsky trying to track down McMaster out there, followed by Dolly. I don't believe that McMaster has taken the Joker lane, so he may need to take it on this lap. That is their white flag lap, so checkered flag is coming out. So we may see a shakeup here. Nickerson holding it down for the win, followed by Dolly. Good ride for Noah Dolly, coming out of retirement. Long winter up in Canada there, eh? Good ride for the Dolly boy, the youngest of the two. Now let's see who we've got in 3rd. We got McMaster. Mazonsky's got a head of steam coming on the outside. McMaster does need to take the Joker, so that's going to give P3 to Mazonsky, P4 to Dolly, P5 to McMaster. First race back for McMaster in quite a while. Followed up by Burner. Burner had a great start. And Izzy, Han, and then Kayla. Good first moto. Second moto coming up is going to be novice ski lights and junior ski. We've got a mixed class. We've got 2 juniors in this class. The missing iPhone or missing Android is going to be up at our Region 8 East Coast Watercross Tour trailer. You can recover it up there if you lost a red cased iPhone. That is a great first moto for us. This is a very competitive sports spec class. The old man getting it done. Age and treachery beats out the youth in that one. We'll see if he can hold it together all weekend, though. He's got a lot of racing to do. We do 4 motos over the course of the weekend. They'll do 2 motos today, 2 motos tomorrow. And we will add all those points up to determine the winner on the weekend. So it is a long weekend of racing. These racers need to do this 4 times now. Up next, race number 2, Ski Novice Lights Junior Ski. We've got the boat number 22, Mike Smith. We've got a junior rider, boat number 213, Ellie Mini-Stroke Stevens out of the Mansfield somewhere. I don't know what state that is. Mansfield, where are they out of? I think they're Ohio. Sponsored by Fuel One Racing, Aerodisc, Lucor Automotive, Easy Ski Hitch Haulers, Versaplug, Jet Blast Performance, Junior Stars of Florida, boat number 247, Andrew Dunnigan, boat number 327, Austin Brown out of Methuen, Massachusetts, boat number 911, Caleb Tracy, another junior rider out of Heath, Ohio, sponsored by 300 Motorsports, and Mom and Dad. They get the whistle to fire these bad boys up. We got Ryan Stevens running down to hold. Let's give him a second to get the holder in place. All these ski riders are allowed to have 1 holder. They need to have both feet on the ground. We've got them staging up right now. Let's see how this goes. We've got a couple of 2-strokes. The junior riders are on 4 strokes.
We're dead even. Yeah. You had a boat, and I went. I looked from here.
All right, let's see who we got out front here. These are different engine bases. We got 4 strokes and 2 strokes here. So let's see what we've got going. We got some lost riders on the track out there. On the 2-stroke side, I see a couple lost riders. On the inside, we've got a junior rider. Looks like that is going to be Caleb Tracy with the hole shot on the 911. Caleb Tracy, junior rider, hole shot in the 2 strokes. Then I've got the, can't tell what number boat that one is. 327. That's Austin Brown, followed by Ellie Stevens. All right, looked like Caleb Tracy out there stretching out his lead. He's on a 3-cylinder 1054 stroke. These other boats out there are 2-cylinder 701s and 762 strokes. They are scored separately. But Caleb, our junior rider, this is his first race of the season, doing well. We've got Caleb Tracy still stretching his lead out there. Andrew Dunnigan making his way around. Let's see, who is that? Actually, that was Austin Brown, I believe. Oh, we got some confused. These are novice class riders. These guys are not veterans out here. There's the 247. Andrew Dunnigan is pulling in. Looks like he is having some issues. So 247 is off course. He is retiring his boat. Must have a mechanical issue out here. Caleb Tracy, though, holding down the lead. Coming out of North Carolina with the 300 Motorsports group. Ellie opting to take the Joker. She's making her way around the course. This is, I believe, her first season on that boat. She was on a 2-stroke before. She's done a few of our races so far. I believe she did a pro watercross race. That is our national tour. This East Coast Watercross is our regional tour. So Ellie Stevens getting more and more comfortable on that 4-stroke out there. Made the trip all the way from Ohio just for today. They can't make it tomorrow. Caleb Tracy on the 911 going to take the Joker buoy lane here now. That looks like it's going to be a lead change for the 327, carving it up. Austin Brown doing a great job out there, getting comfortable on that two-stroke, making the pass for the lead. They are scored in separate classes, so they are both in the lead for their particular class. But it is good to see some lead changes caused by that joker lane. That joker lane is there so that we can get some lead changes. Next moto we need in staging, down to the line, moto number 3, amateur ski 4-stroke lights. These are going to be our 4-stroke stand-up class. These are the boats you can just go to a dealership and buy them brand new off the showroom floor. Throw a couple handling parts on them, come on out here and be competitive. Race number 3, we need you down to the line. We do have one boat that's out there that'll be in this next moto, so we need to hold the line for a moment so they can put some fuel in it and swap the transponders. You can watch our live stream on Pro Watercross Facebook, on East Coast Watercross, Pro Watercross YouTube, East Coast Watercross Facebook. Share it, tag us, like it, comment, boost those numbers up for us. Looks like we've got a white flag coming out for Mr. Austin Brown. He opts to take the joker lane, pulled out a good lead. Where did Caleb Tracy go out there? Oh, he's way in the back there. All right, so it looks like Caleb's still holding on to his first place position in his class, second on course. Ellie Stevens coming through for the white flag. Actually, did I miss a crash? I must have missed a crash because it looks like Ellie might be in position over Caleb. White flag for the 911. All right, I did get confirmation. The 911 did crash on the back straight. I missed it when I was talking. 911 is in P2, so that handed the lead over to Ellie Stevens. Short stroke. Mini stroke, rather. Father is Ryan Stevens, short stroke. So Ellie Stevens. So checkered flag for Austin Brown out of Methuen, Massachusetts. Taking the win. The 22 boat out here, Mike Smith, missed a handful of buoys. He needs a little refresher on where to go on the course. We'll work with him, teach him the ways. This is his first race ever, I believe. It is confusing out there. We've got all these colors and shapes. If you're wondering what they mean from the shoreline, yellow buoys will always be a right-hand turn. The yellow will be on your right hand. A left-hand buoy, a left-hand turn will be a red buoy, so left-hand turns, the red buoys will all be on your left. We've got triangles out there to differentiate the inside splits and outside splits, and blues for the splits as well. There is a track map up online on our Instagram and Facebook, as well as up at our tour trailer if you want to look at it and understand what these racers are doing out there. All right, we need this third moto down to the line as soon as possible. We have got race number 3, amateur ski, 4-stroke lights down on the line. Boat number 12, Holly Lester out of Princeton, West Virginia on a Yamaha 4-stroke. All of these are Yamaha 4-strokes out here. Boat number 115, Sophie Francis. Actually, Sophie's on the 911. I don't know why we have 115 here. So, Sophie on the 911 boat. That was just on course. They put some fuel in it and getting it ready to go. Boat number 220 also was just on the course. They're getting some fuel in that boat. And that's father of Ellie Stevens, or Ryan Stevens. They call him Short Stroke out of Mansfield, Ohio. Sponsored by Fuel One Direct, Lucor Automotive Services, Versaplug, Easy Skis, Hitch Haulers, Junior Stars of Florida, Jet Plus Performance, part of the Reckless Abandonment Group. It's coming out to support East Coast Watercross. Reckless Abandonment have been all over the country racing this season. It's good to see the support. Boat number 380, Mr. Ben Dressel out of Pasadena, Maryland. Sponsored by Jet Trim, Rhino Power, ODI Grips, 380 Racing. And then the one and only 595 Sebastian, one of our staffers, been with us since he was, we've had him on a ski since he was able to walk, basically. Out of Franklin, New Hampshire, sponsored by No Limits Metalworks, Hot Slag, Jet Trim, Jet Pilot, Showtime Freestyle, Commander Youth Racing, Z-Force Racing, and of course, the old man's Overtime. We've got Mr. We've got the 595 has a GoPro 360 that we are running our live stream through right now, hopefully, so you can see his point of view. Building the plane as we fly, as we call it. Line of stage, green light goes. Looks like Ben Dressel firing out of a rocket ship out there. Sebastian holding the inside, though. Good ride, but good start for Sebastian Wilcox. Wow, Ben Dressel making his way around the outside of Seb. Good move. Oh, all right, looks like we may have some miss buoy out there. We'll see whether the marshals caught anything out there. Hole shot. Mr. Ben Dressel out of Maryland. Followed by 595 Sebastian Wilcox. Looks like the 177. I don't even have him on my list, but that is... Oh, that's Jimmy Wilson, actually, on the 177. That's the Joe Lyons boat. Jimmy Wilson, one of our professionals out here, getting some practice in. Looked like it was Sophie, then Ryan. Followed up by... Who was in the back? Holly Lester. All right, Mr. Ben Dressel, look at him go out there. Jimmy Wilson on the Joey Lyons boat, trying to make up some ground on Sebastian Wilcox. Wilson, I believe, is just over 40 years old now. Sebastian is 14. Ben Dressel is 17. Wilcox on the outside. Jimmy Wilson making it up on the inside. Made the pass. Inside must have greased it there. Making the pass. Let's see if Wilson can reel in the likes of Ben Dressel. Wilson has been helping out the Dressels build that boat out. They have worked with Ben on some training. Jimmy Wilson doing some training facility stuff down in North Carolina. Making his way up to get some practice with us. Let's see if the pro can track down the kid. Ben Dressel got 6th in the world at World Finals last year in this class. Jimmy Wilson has been a pro ski GP racer for years, opting to do the 4-stroke class this weekend. Making up a little bit of ground. That is a fast boat that he's on. Joe Lyons knows how to build a boat. Let's see. Wilson opts the outside. Dressel takes the inside. Dressel's going to need to grease it because Jimmy is going to be holding that thing clamped. Dressel, not known for making mistakes. He is a very, very consistent rider. They're going to come together at the merge here. Dressel's got a nose on him. Wilson coming up with a head of steam, but Dressel definitely makes that inside work for him. Wilcox looks like he made up a little bit of time on the inside. Racers need to pick which one works for them. The inside is tighter and more technical and also choppier. But looks like Wilcox opts to take the Joker lane. Wilcox getting the Joker lane out of his way. Sophie Francis pulling up the 4th place spot, followed by Ryan Stevens doing a great job out there. He's really taken to this 4-stroke. He started riding that thing this year, coming off the 2-stroke. We're going to need our Moto number 4, Pro-Am Ski GP, down to the line. These are going to be the fastest stand-ups you'll see all weekend. Moto number 4, Pro-Am Ski GP, down to the line. Wilson on the outside, Dressel on the inside. We're coming up to lap riders. Let's get that lap rider flag out there on the course. We've got a lap rider. We got the lap rider taking the Joker lane, gets out of the way. Good move by the lap rider. Jimmy Wilson making up ground on Dressel. He is reeling him in every lap, inch by inch. These are very, very close skis. These skis can only be allowed very minor mods. So this is a very, very competitive class. One of the best classes to watch all weekend. When we go out west, the juniors really fill up these classes. This is a great junior class, the 10 to 12 class, and 13 to 15. You can watch on CBS Sports tomorrow at 2:30 our race from Lubbock, Texas, from our national series. We had huge turnouts in the 13 to 15 and 10 to 12 class. You can tell how even those boats are because that thing is not gaining much on Dressel. Dressel opting to take the inside. Dressel gave him the fake out. Dressel takes the outside. Jimmy on the inside. I don't know if that would be the move I would have made. He was playing some mind games with the old man Wilson out there. Let's see if Dressel can get ahead of steam here. This is going to be close when they get to this yellow buoy. Wilson. Oh, boy, here we go. Dressel holding it down. Attaboy. Close that door. Don't let him push you around. Both of these riders still need to take the Joker lane. If I were Jimmy Wilson, I would take the Joker lane next to get in some clean water and try and make up some ground and probably go for a pass on the last lap. But Jimmy is looking for practice, so I'm sure he's going to stay in this rough water for the practice. And we may see them both take the Joker lane on the last lap.
I think Kelly's crashing from GP, but just check with him when he's got a second.
Wow, all right, we've got Dressel pulling his lead back out a little bit. Whatever Jimmy made up there, Dressel made it back up in the back section on the left-hand side of our course. Sebastian Wilcox still holding down third. Oh, boy, it looks like both of our riders opted to the inside. Wilson punted that blue buoy a little bit there. He took a bad bounce, but both riders are opting to the inside. That tells me that the inside is probably a whisker faster. All top three. All right, so there we go. Wilson smart. He's getting out of the dirty water. He takes the Joker lane. Wilcox sees it, hopes that he can make it up, but he is not close enough to make a change of position there for 2 and 3. But Wilcox has taken the Joker lane, so now this is a battle for position in second and third. Got a yellow flag on the course. Someone's getting towed in out there. Who could that be? Is that Sophie Francis? Another rider down on the right-hand side of the course. Looks like Lester. Putting our course marshals to work out there. Usually this is not a class that course marshals are having to do a lot. These boats usually never break. They are 4-stroke 1050 cc's. So that moves Ryan Stevens up to P4 by my calculations. Not very good at math, but I think that's P4 for Ryan Stevens. All top 3 opting to take the inside again. We may have to adjust that a little bit. I see a white flag, so this is white flag lap. This will be checkers coming out. Dressel's going to take the Joker lane, and checkered flag is out. Is it going to be enough, though? Jimmy Wilson on the last lap. Wilson makes it happen. P1, Wilson. P2, Dressel. P3, Wilcox. There, game of strategy right there. Wilson must have listened to me when I told him to take that Joker lane. I'll take credit for that win. Oh, there's no communication. We don't have headsets in. I don't think Jimmy would listen to me if I gave him advice anyway. Good race. That was a really good race. Left out on course is still Ryan Stevens in P4, and I believe that that's Lester that'll be taking up P5. I'm curious to know why the 911 boat got towed in on the hook. It'd be interesting to hear what the report back is there. Up next is our Pro-Am Ski GP. This is my favorite class because I race in this class when I don't have a broken leg. I did break my leg in this class 2 weekends ago in Katanning, Pennsylvania. We had a race in the Allegheny River. We do upwards of 70 miles an hour on these next skis. That is Lester pulling in the 5th place spot. That was a good race. Our own course marshal, Braden Seven, coming in. Now that he's all warmed up on his Sea-Doo Spark. Got his laps in on the Spark out there. He's going to drop in on the 730 Commander boat. He's been following us along all season with Pro Watercross and East Coast Watercross. See if he can get this thing done on the Commander. We got a no-show from Chuck Holland, who would have guessed, and Regan Turco. So we've got 247 of Josh Hammond out there on the fast power sports. Josh has been picking up the pace. Josh, can you fix your goggles so you don't look like a newbie out there, Josh Hammond? Can somebody help Josh Hammond fix his goggles, please? Hey, Josh Hammond. You can hear these fire breathers starting up down here. These are 1,500 cc 4-cylinder engines stuffed into handmade race hulls. We've got the Midnight Marauder, the 812 Mike Calbert showing up at midnight. He'll probably leave at midnight tonight. I don't believe the 595 Wilcox is going out in this one. He is in our tower. I think he's sitting this one out. Are you going out in this one, Kelly? I can't see you. All right, he might do the next one. And the 730, Braden Seven making his way down the line. We'll give him a minute. He's got his whistle on him from course marshaling in case he needs to blow the whistle while he's out there. And, of course, none other than our very own world champion in the ski stock class, the 912 on the fast power sports, Ricky Shirker out of Ottsville, Pennsylvania, local boy. Sponsored by Curran Brewing, Fly Racing, Riva Racing, Jet Trim, and Jet Pilot. All right, racers, attention to the pits. Racers that are starting on the inside, make sure that you are going around that blue SPT can. So you're going around the white SPTs. You also need to go around that blue SPT. We've heard that there may be a few issues with people missing that blue SPT can on the inside. All right. Oh boy, I hear we have another missed blue buoy out there. These guys are messing up the inside start quite a bit for some reason. Let's see who we've got out here. Looks like the Midnight Marauder, 812, Calbert, 247, Hammond, 730, Braden 7, 912, Tricky Rick Shirker. This is something you don't see every day. Rick Shirker in the back of the pack on the start. This is going to be an interesting race. 10 minutes on the clock. These boats are going to touch 70 miles an hour on the back straightaway there. 812, 247, 730, 912. This will be a race to watch right here. These boys have been battling it out all season, and they are all about the same speed besides Shirker. Shirker is a machine, and he will be working his way through the pack. You watch. I expect to see Shirker and probably Sebin take the Joker buoy on this lap. Possibly just Shirker, although Shirker looks like he may be making up ground on Sebin right now. Nope, Sebin's still holding it down. Mike Calbert, Josh Hammond, Shirker, there we go, taking the Joker, getting some clean water. So you watch where this puts Shirker at the end of this race. Shirker now has clean water to make up some ground. Up next, race number 5, Pro-Am Runabout Stock. You have got about 8 minutes. We need you in staging. Calbert last lap around on a 102. Josh Hammond a 101.9. Rick Shirker a 104. So a 3-second penalty for the Joker buoy. I would expect to see. I think we'll see Braden 7 taking the Joker on this lap. Hammond goes to the inside. Calbert to the outside. Hammond putting in work on that Fast Power Sports. He was on a Commander boat last year. Not as comfortable as he is on that Fast Power Sports. Doesn't look like he was able to make up much ground, but he made up some. It's a game of inches in this class. Let's see. Ricky Shirker made up ground on Braden. What happened? Braden go down? Braden's down on the back straight. Did they see him? Braden's down by the bridge. Braden down by the bridge. Braden's up. Looks like Braden's up. All right. Unfortunate for Braden. That was a good start to his race, but he's going to take this opportunity to get that Joker out of the way. So here we go. We're going to see Rick Shirker put on a clinic here. He is going to be absolutely hammering to make up on these boys, and these boys in front of him still need to take the Joker lane. So if I'm a betting man, I'm still going to put a 912 on the top step of the podium for this first moto. Hammond on the inside. Calbert on the outside. We've got the big boats dropping in the water. These are our 4-stroke runabouts. These are the fastest sit-downs you'll see all day. Ooh, Hammond trying to get a nose on Calbert. Not going to make it happen. Shirker pulling it in. Calbert, one of our longtime veterans. He is a salty old veteran, that boy. He knows his way around the track. He's getting more and more comfortable out there. He's finally getting that ski dialed in. Had some motor issues last year that slowed him down for some poor finishes. Last lap around, I saw a 102 out of Shirker. Fastest lap out of Shirker. Braden 7's been having some mechanical issues with that 730 boat. It looks like he may still be having them. We've been throwing parts at it, trying to figure it out. Still seems to be an issue. These things are worked pretty hard. Looks like Hammond going to try to make it work on Calbert, but I think Calbert's still got a lead on him. Calbert stretches the lead out a little bit more. Shirker stalking behind them. He knows he doesn't have to work too hard because these boys do need to hit the Joker. 5 minutes remaining on the clock. Slower last lap around for these boys. A 104 out of Shirker. Now that he's in traffic, he's not able to put in the fast lap. His fastest lap was a 102. So it looks like Calbert did get a penalty for missing the first buoy on the start. Went on the wrong side of the blue SBT. Oh, I don't know. Hammond's putting in work on the inside again. Calbert comes out with a head of steam, though. Hammond not able to make it happen. Shirker still hanging in there. .104.5 out of Shirker and a 104.8 out of Hammond. 0.3 of a second between these boys in that last lap. Dave Davidson having some trouble backing up on the ramp here. The Canadians back up in a different way than the Americans do. There you go, Dave. That looks better. Good job. Calbert liking the outside. He's comfortable on that outside. It's a little more sweeping, not as technical. Coming into Braden in lap traffic here. You don't usually see Braden in lap traffic. Struggling with the boat. Calbert holding on to the lead. 3 minutes remaining. Shirker making up a little bit of ground. I'd expect to see both of our lead riders take the Joker lane on the last lap, and you'll see a pass by Shirker. He's going to throw in a Hail Mary at the very end and try and make both of these. .235 remaining on the clock. Braden Sebbin moving over like a gentleman to let these boys battle it out. It really looks like Hammond's got that fast power sports dialed in now. That boat is really good for him. He's very comfortable on it. Calbert to the outside. Looks like he may be getting a little tired. A little sloppy in those last two corners here. Hammond following on the outside. Shirker now gets some clean water. Shirker's going to make something happen here. You watch this one right here, this merge. Shirker's going to make it happen on Hammond. There's a veteran move, salty old dog. Oh, Hammond getting a little loose out there. He made it work, though. All right, now we're going to see something happen here because Calbert needs to take the Joker. All right, we have got Shirker on the outside, Calbert on the inside. I think we might see a pass for the lead here. Calbert's looking a little bit tired. Shirker physically is not able to get tired for some reason. We may have a little merge. Oh, boy, Calbert holding him off. These boys have battled for years. Good move, Calbert. Let's go, Mikey. Hang in there, buddy. I anticipate a pass on the last lap here, though. Shirker knows what's going on. He's paying attention. Hammond taking the Joker lane again just to be sure. He messed it up a little bit that last time. Guys are doing 105s now. Our live timing looks a little bit messed up for some reason here. It is Calbert out. Oh, that's right. Calbert has the penalty, so Calbert technically is going to be a lap down because he did miss a buoy on that first lap. But it is still a good race to watch. Let's see. I'm going to expect Shirker on the outside, Calbert on the inside. Do we have a white flag up yet? I believe this is a white flag lap. I can't see it from where I'm sitting. Shirker putting in work on the outside. Looks like Calbert is going to hold it off again. I see white flag. We're going to see Calbert take the Joker in the last lap. Calbert is going to be down a lap, though. He did miss that blue buoy. We've got our drone in the air. We're going to have live stream tied to our drone in this next moto, as well as a live stream on a GoPro, I believe. Up next, race number 5 needs to be down to the line. Race number 6, down to staging. Pro-Am ski lights down to staging. A big class for us. A very competitive class, the 2-stroke lights class. Let's see where Calbert goes. Calbert takes the outside lane. Shirker's going to get the clean water on the inside. Let's see where they come in the merge. Calbert looks like he's letting up a little bit out there. Shirker on the inside. Calbert on the outside. Looks like Shirker made it happen. Yeah, Calbert gave up the ghost on that one. He knows what's up. He's got to take the joker right here. Braden's boat died. Oh, he's back up and running. Calbert taking the joker. Is down a lap, though, so Shirker with the win. I'm going to go ahead and say Hammond in third because of the penalty on Calbert. And Braden in... Actually, yeah, so that would be Shirker first, Hammond second, Braden third. We got Brent Hahn coming out to help in the tower. All of our staff pulls double and triple duty. We are also all racers, so we all switch around our roles. That's going to be a third place spot for Braden, though, with the penalty on Calbert. So we've got one of our resident racers, Brent Hahn, helping us out, jumping up in the tower to run the flags and the countdown timer with our lovely scoring lady, Callie Sarzinski. Braden not too pleased with that, but that also puts him in a third, though. So got to be in it to win it. Can't be missing buoys out there. Course Marshal Kevin is reminding all of these gentlemen that they need to go on the correct side of the blue buoy out there. All right, Pro-Am Runabout Stock, race number 5. Number 3, Matt Devos out of Hilton, New York, sponsored by Dewey Property Services, Krug's Property Service, Lion Flooring, Deluxe Detailing, Moto Pro Graphics. Number 46, our own Todd Sarzinski out of Buffalo, New York. On the pole, let's see how Todd does. 454, Zach Ressner. 120, Tyler Lesner. Ian Smith and Jay Edworthy out there. Edworthy making it happen on the inside. Where did he come from? These are the fastest sit-downs you'll see. On the outside, I think that's Ian Smith. Todd on second on the inside. Let's see where they come together here. Inside looks a little faster on the start, but that is also one of the fastest in the country. Jay Edworthy, Ian Smith, Todd Sarzinski, Tyler Lester, Matt Devos. All right, Edworthy taking the joker. All right, Lester out of Princeton, West Virginia takes the Joker buoy. Riders, attention in the pits. Attention in the pits. When you are warming up, stay away from the makeup buoy. That is a open track. This is a live course. Stay clear of the makeup buoy when you are warming up. That is part of the live race course. We do not need a collision, so stay far away from the makeup buoy, please, when you are warming up. And remember, we need to stay clear of the dam. That is awesome. We've got a live GoPro shot on the live stream of Todd Starzinski on the hood of his machine. That is a sick shot. Check out our live stream. When you are warming up, stay away from the dam. We have dam marker buoys out there. We need you to stay away from the dam. Do not go past the dam marker buoys, please, racers. We will hand out penalties if you go past those buoys. Looks like Edworthy holding it down, followed by Ian Smith. P3 is the 46 of Todd Sarzinski. These guys are turning fastest lap I've seen, a 52.6 out of Edworthy. Last lap of 54, a 53.4 out of Ian Smith. Looks like Lester trying to put in work on Sarzinski, followed by Devos, Matt. Up next, race number 6. Pro-Am ski lights down to the line. Race number 7 should be getting ready for staging. Pro-Am ski stock and novice stock. So on the live stream right now, you can see the GoPro 360 of Todd Sarzinski holding down third place position with the 120 followed up behind him. First time we've got a first person point of view going 70 miles an hour. Look at the buoys whizzing by him. So pull up your live stream. You can see what this looks like to go full speed. And Todd definitely can't miss any buoys now if we've got the live stream on him. Coming out of the double yellows into the back straightaway. We'll see him touch speeds close to 80 miles an hour on that back straight. The buoys are whizzing by him like it's Star Wars. That is such a cool shot. First time we've had a GoPro 360 we can actually steer, see how hard these boys are working. Todd has been putting in a ton of work in the gym. I haven't been paying attention to who's done the Joker lane, but I did see Edworthy. Has Ian done the Joker lane? Ian's done the Joker. Has Todd done the Joker? Actually, I can check it on live timing because we did do a sector. So it looks like everyone has done the Joker lane. Looks like next lap around. Oh, no, we got white flag out now, so the white flag lap is up. So Edworthy and Smith getting the white flag. Sarzinski coming to get it. Looks like Edworthy's trying to work his way up to lapping into 4th place. Out of Canada, one of the top racers in the country out there on that 477 Sea-Doo. All of these boats are Sea-Doos out here. You can buy these on the showroom floor. This is a stock class. They are only allowed handling mods and tunes. So you can buy one of these things off the showroom and come on out and race with us. Checkered flag is going to be coming out next for the 477. Put your hands together for the Chicken Man, Jay Edworthy. Ian Smith in P2. Looks like that's going to be P3 for Todd. This is a lapped rider here of Devos. Matt coming through. Todd holds it together for a 3rd. And then Lester holding it in for a 4th place. All right, attention in the pits. Riders on the starting line. Everyone pay attention. We are making a track adjustment on the inside start. Racers on the line, pay attention. Racers on the line, racers in the pits. We have noticed a few riders making a mistake on our start on the inside. With that last blue buoy, we have a last blue cylinder. We are seeing riders confuse that with an outside buoy. So what we are going to do is swap the blue and whites. So when you go off the start, there will be our checkered flag buoys. So we have our 2 checkers. And then you will have a blue can. That is going to be your first turn buoy. And then you will have a white can. So that should solve the issue. We have seen 2 classes make mistakes in that area. When we see issues like that, we want to address them. Our number 1 priority is safety out here. And we don't want people missing buoys and having collisions. So we're going to make a quick adjustment to that. So pay attention to what Course Marshal Kevin is doing out there. He will come back down the line and remind everybody. For these next few, we want everybody to know what's going on the course. So Course Marshal Kevin is dragging that white buoy to where that blue one is, and he will drag that blue one back to where the white one was. And we've noticed the inside starts were a little faster, so we were making a quick adjustment there. All right, so racers, pay attention to what Course Marshal Kevin has just done. He's put the white buoy where the blue one was. So that should solve all the problems that we have had. We had 2 motos where a few racers made a mistake there. This is a very tight course because we are in a tight river. We usually are in lakes. So we have to keep things a little bit tighter here. We don't have a lot of room to work. So this should solve our problem. So racers on the line, all pay attention to what the marshals just did. We are adjusting our track maps up on the whiteboard and online. My beautiful wife is up there adjusting it online right now, and she will post that up. Thumbs up means that it's probably done. So race number 6, Pro-Am Ski Lights. I think we've got 13 riders in this one. This is going to be a sick race. These are 2-stroke stand-ups. They are limited in what they can do, so they are all very, very competitive. Don't mind my foot in your face over here. We have, in no particular order, the boat number 22, Michelle Corsetti, out of Adrian, Pennsylvania, sponsored by Quebec Cycle Sales, Katanning, Pennsylvania. Katanning's a sponsor for you, Michelle? How did Katanning sponsor you? I don't know about that one. I don't think that's a sponsor. I think you're just shouting out the hometown race where we just came from. TC Freeride and LPW. Boat number 31, Troy Gankars out of Washington Crossing, Pennsylvania on a Kawasaki. One of the only ones out there. Actually, we have 2 other ones out there on a Kawasaki. Sponsored by Nickerson Performance. The boat number 51, Tyler LeClaire out of Newington, Connecticut, I believe. We need you boys to start putting in your state so I don't have to try and guess. On a Yamaha, sponsored by Grandma's Garage, Blue Can Racing, Showtime Freestyle, Jet Trim, Christine's Credit Card. Turco's a scratch. Who would have guessed? The 189 of Nolan Fayela. The 316 of Austin Jones out of Buffalo, New York on the Kawasaki, the Hebler's Machine. Sponsored by Greg's Auto Parts, 300 Motorsports, Cometic Gaskets, Klotz Synthetic Lubricant, Wassner Pistons, K100 Rhino Power Sport Supplements, and ODI Grips. The 331, the old man Joe Lyons, also Pennsylvania boy, but actually, no, that's a Maryland boy. Mount Airy, Maryland. Sponsored by AZL Water Solutions. The 502 of Matt Brown, Northampton, Pennsylvania. Sponsored by Performance Auto Spa, Current Brewing, and More Power Sports. The 595, our very own Kelly Wilcox out of Franklin, New Hampshire. And his son, the 595, Sebastian Wilcox out of Franklin, New Hampshire. The 782, Ben Corsetti out of Katanning, Pennsylvania, but sponsored by Quebec Cycle Sales, TC Freeride, and LPW. And the 911 Jimmy Wilson out of Hebron, Ohio. Sponsored by 300 Motorsports, Fly Racing, Judge Motorsports, and Hot Products USA. They are hot. They are fired up. They are in staging. They are all going to hold their line, and they're all going to have both feet on the ground. We need that flashing red light on in staging. Where is our flashing red light?
You have no light. There is no light on.
It's not on. We need the light on.
You want to redo that one?
Red flag, red flag, red flag.
All right, we had a little issue with our starting light there. We're going to re-rack that thing and pull them back. We are always pushing the limits of new technology. We have a wireless remote control system on our light system and a new operator up there. We just had a little fumble. We are going to redo that again here. All right, so that is going to be a re-rack with no penalties. We have a rookie up there in the tower, and it is a new system for him to learn. And we just hit the wrong button in the wrong sequence there. No big deal. So we want this to be as fair as it can be for everybody. So we are going to re-rack them and fire them back up again. So it is a flashing red light for staging. When the line is staged, he will then go to a solid red light, which is his next button over. And then in 1 to 5 seconds, he will go with a green light. And the green light flashes and a horn sounds. Ooh, our green light is not flashing very much.
Hit that green again. Can you see with the green again? All right, hit the green right now with it flashing. After this moto, up the battery in the box. So you run down a fresh battery, please, with one necklace. And we're going on the horn. Not so we can see from right here, but on that side you're welcome to. Yep. Yeah. At some point, can you have somebody run us down a Milwaukee battery from the top of the toolbox? We're going to swap the batteries and then start it. That's where the
Try this again. Flashing red, the line is being staged.